Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another replay analysis. Here today we're going to be doing a replay analysis for Lex Talionis, whose in-game name is Zazakiki, and let's see what they have to say. They say, I'm a low Diamond 3 hard-stuck player. This game I play in twos. I feel like I have a strong knowledge of game sense, however I believe I still make some mistakes, especially when challenging. I'd say I play fast for my rank, and then they put an edit and say, I saw two videos of yours on replay analysis, and in one day I reached champ 1 with your help. And this was a Diamond 3 replay analysis, and after watching 2 of my replay analysis, they say they reached champ 1. So that's pretty cool to hear. Guys, if you want to get yourself a replay analysis, read the description down below. I've got all the information you need to submit a replay analysis to me to get done, just like the one you're seeing, completely free if you choose to take the free route. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. No more stalling. See what we got here. Diamond 3 at the time of this analysis. So our kind of missed the kickoff. We're doing the kickoff with ball cam off here. I would recommend doing kickoff with ball cam on. It's not completely necessary, but I think it's more consistent, and I think there's no reason that you need to have ball cam off for your kickoff. So just a small little tidbit there. And then also we're flipping out to the left on our kickoff here. So our goal is going to be to hit the center of the ball, right? Our goal is to hit this portion of the ball here in the center, not the side. And we are coming very far off to the left on our approach. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that we're flipping out into the left here. See how far off to the left you flipped? You can do this kickoff with a flip to the left, but you have to compensate with that by turning inwards before your flip. So just know our goal here is to be making contact with this portion of the ball, dead center, rather than off to the side like this. So kickoff definitely needs some work. Go watch a kickoff tutorial. I am slowly but surely working on a kickoff tutorial video of my own. It's gonna take me some time to finish. In the meantime, go watch some kickoff tutorials on YouTube. There's plenty of them. Okay, let me back up one more time. I was getting a little distracted. We're just gonna start back from the beginning. Sorry. All right, starting off with an own goal. We love it. We take those. Up 1 goal in 7 seconds. Our position, where we ended up hitting the ball was, our position laterally was better. We got more close to the center here. But now our problem is we're flipping way too late. So just another quick tip, and this is a common kickoff mistake, so this should help a lot of you. You're flipping way too late. You should be flipping as soon as the front of your car hits this pad in front of you. Now, you should already be flipping. You should have already started your flip. As soon as the front of your car hits that pad, you should be flipping. When you don't do that and you flip a lot later like you do, you end up landing too far towards the bottom of the ball. Your flip finishes too close to the ball, and you end up making contact with the bottom portion of the ball. And what happens is this player, if they hit any portion of the ball that's higher than where you made contact, it's going to launch the ball over you. So we need to really focus on hitting the center of the ball and flipping earlier on our kickoff to avoid landing too far underneath the ball. Okay, let's see what we do here. We have a lot of space and a lot of time. So, bad touch. Don't know if that was intentional, but obviously we just saw the opposing players double commit off on your far left side. So we have a ton of space here. Ideally, we want to be starting a dribble because this net honestly, these guys kind of look like they're taking a long time to recover, because by the time that you can catch this ball, we still haven't seen these players come back into frame on your screen, right? I think if you were to have just got this ball rolling in this direction, you probably could have scored it before they got back. So I don't know if that was just a mistouch launching it up like that. If that was intentional, not the ideal play. Want to get slightly more underneath this so that the ball will roll in this direction off like that, and then we can just start bounce dribbling it and then take a power shot on net, or we can get it on our hood and flick it into the net. Whatever you're more comfortable with in the moment. I know that at this rank, Diamond 3, where you were at the time, granted, your mechanics from the first 24 seconds that I've seen have looked pretty solid, just your general car control, but I do know that like catching the ball and really having good ground control is still kind of a little bit of a struggle at this rank. So I know it will be hard and not slightly uncomfortable to do that, but I think that definitely could have been another goal for you guys had you taken that approach. Good beat on their second man. Okay, let me back up one more time. My microphone was a little close to my monitor. It was kind of distracting me. A little OCD like that. Nice. Good try on getting that play moving quickly so you could try to capitalize on the space that you were given. Oh, okay. So not the best execution on a ceiling shot. Yeah, I mean, we can go for the ceiling shot here if we want to. Okay, let me be the smart Zach for a moment here. So again, recognizing the rank that you're at, you're probably not going to be scoring very consistently at all with a ceiling shot. So I take back what I said. We really shouldn't be going for the ceiling shot at Diamond 3 or even Champ 1. Ideally here, since you've already got that first man beat, is that your teammate that I'm hearing near you, or is that the opponent? Yeah, that was your opponent. So he did recover back from that challenge quickly. But ideally, we probably want to make a ground play here. I just don't see a flip reset or a ceiling shot being a very consistent option at this rank. However, okay, I'll give this one to you. Go for the ceiling shot, that's fine, but a much more efficient way to do it, instead of using the 40 boost that you have after making contact with this ball, you're using all of that boost just to get yourself up to the ceiling. What you can do instead is just jump from the wall to the ceiling. You'll probably only have to use half as much boost as you do in order to get into position, and it's a lot faster and again more efficient on the boost. So you could have actually had some boost left over had you jumped from the wall to the ceiling rather than driven. That does make the mechanics slightly harder, but it's a much more efficient way to do it, so you may need to practice it in order to get comfortable doing that. All right. So another thing I'm going to point out here is I'm somebody who always preaches rotating away from the play, rotating away from the ball, not rotating under the ball like you are now. However, in 2v2, there are times when, a lot more times in 2v2 than in 3v3, where it's okay to do that. So the exception here, if you want to rotate under the ball here, the one exception you have to do so in this play is to secure your back corner boost, steal it from Scratus here. So if you're going to rotate under the ball here, I need you to go for your back corner boost fast make sure to secure it away from Scratus and then make your play on the ball. If you rotate back into your corner without grabbing your corner boost, then it was a waste of time going to your corner, and it just puts you in a bad position to deal with this play for no benefit whatsoever. So either I need you to beat Scratus to this boost and then play the ball out from there. Again, Scratus will have low boost at this time. He's not much of a threat. And you should be able to easily deal with this with a full tank of boost and the ball bouncing relatively nearby. Otherwise, if you are not going to go for that corner boost, I want you to rotate away, right? Instead of creating a scenario where you're rotating back and looking up at the play like this, look how awkward this is. It's so hard to read where this ball is going. It's hard to put yourself in a position to do anything after the bounce. So by rotating away, we're able to have an easier angle looking at the play. We can see where the ball is going, and once this happens, it's much easier for us to come, and we could either immediately have a touch going back the other way, or we're just in a much more comfortable position here to deal with the outcome of this ball. So again, I'll play that back from your point of view, rotating under the play versus what I just showed, and you tell me which one looks easier to play out. All right, look at how awkward that is. You had to flicker ball cam on and off twice just to tell where you were, where the ball was. Now you're at an awkward angle in comparison to the ball, when in reality, if you rotated away from the play, you could just be coming at this head on right now. So the only reason that would have made sense for you to rotate into your corner here would have been to steal and secure that back corner boost. But once you didn't make that a priority, this instantly became a bad decision. Okay, this is a mistake. Who knows what I'm about to say here? I've recently pointed it out in another analysis. Your teammate is about to have the next touch. Scratus just whiffed. Your teammate's facing the play. He's can grab that mid-100 if he wants to before going for the ball. Your teammate's in a prime position here to start offense, to put you guys on offense. So you should not be going all the way back to your corner to grab boost right now, because then there's nobody to help Muncher on offense. He's in a great position to start some aggression, and you're just abandoning him to go back to your corner. What if he centered this in front of the net right now, created a scoring opportunity, but you're not there because you're all the way back grabbing your corner boost, when instead, boom, grab this pad. We know he's going to hit the ball somewhere in this direction, so we can honestly feel free and feel safe to grab this pad and then maybe rotate up and grab this pad, or at the very least grab these pads, circle back in this way. So 3 or 4 pads is more than enough to be able to hold your positioning at midfield. And while you're moving around the field, you should be able to collect more and more pads. And, you know, you might have 3 or 4 pads after this little rotation back up to midfield. I play this out where you are when I said that. Boom. We see our teammate has next touch. We grab this, this, this. And then we could be here. I think we had 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so even if our teammate did whiff, which he did, and now this player has possession of the ball, we have 5 pads. That's 60 boost. We have plenty of boost to deal with whatever he did. So the benefit was we could have maintained our offensive pressure, had our teammate hit the ball, and there was literally 0 drawbacks. So that's a big, also recurring issue that a lot of players make, is going back for your back corner boost while your team is in your opponent's defensive half. So if you guys are in your opponent's half and you're on offense, you're maintaining offense, like the ball's not about to like obviously get hard cleared to your end, then you should be focusing on staying on pads and staying in the play rather than going all the way back to your corner boost. Let me go back one more time. So try not to get a little too chasey either. This happens to the best of us. Sometimes you just kind of, it happens. You know, I'm not going to say I don't ever do this, but if you are aware of your teammate's positioning, like sometimes we just kind of lose track of where our teammate might be right now. But if, say, you know that your teammate's off to your left here, behind you, try to avoid turning back for something like this, right? Because like we just saw, when you turn back for this, your teammate is already ready to go. And you turning back like this, you just get in their way, and now you're both in the same zone. And again, if our teammate gets this beat and gets the ball in front of the net, we're not there for it because we turned back into the play. Whereas if we had just rotated out, look for a bump on this guy as we rotate through if we have the time to do so, and then we circle back towards midfield like this, then if our teammate comes through, gets a 50-50 win, gets the ball past him, 50-50 shoots out to midfield, whatever, shoots up and down, again, we're here, we're ready for a shot. So another common but bad habit is making your play, and then if we get beat on our play, we turn back for it. Our teammate ideally will always be ready to come in on a play that we get beat on if they're positioned and rotating correctly. All right, so doesn't take a genius to see the mistake here, right? It's obviously we're getting too close to our teammate. I think the issue here is we probably expect our teammate to catch this going over the boost and to more quickly accelerate this play. And so we're kind of preemptively driving up, expecting this play to advance forward a lot faster than it is. So that's kind of why we're getting caught out of position here. But at the end of the day, if something bad were to happen here, this would be on you for getting too close. Even if your teammate took the play slower than maybe he should have, at the end of the day, if you got too close to the play, that's on you. So once you notice this play isn't going how you thought it was, make sure you maintain your distance from your teammate. Don't push up too close to him. There's no reason we need to be so close to him. After we realize that happens, boom, let's go ahead and turn back like this. Let's go ahead and turn, shadow defend our net in case a 50-50 comes through that shoots this direction. We can be ready for it. If that doesn't happen, our teammate starts advancing the play, or, you know, ball starts moving upfield in that direction, okay, then we can turn out for it. But don't just continue to push up right next to our teammate. Let's turn defensively, make sure that our teammate's going to have this going forward, and then we can turn out. Okay, here, similarly, I just want to point this out. This isn't a huge mistake, But similarly to how I said, when we're on offense, we want to avoid rotating all the way back for our corner boost. Same thing when we're on defense, as we saw our teammate back there dealing with the ball, we want to avoid grabbing a boost that's further away from our defensive end than we need to. So this mid boost is up, but so is our back corner. So I would prefer to see you go to our back corner boost. So that way, if something happens and our teammate fumbles the ball, we're a lot closer to our net to where we can help versus being out here and something bad happens. We're nowhere to be found. So same concept. When we're on offense, we don't want to be too far away from the play by going to our back corner. And when we're on defense, we don't want to be too far away from our net grabbing boost. Nice. Unfortunately, missed the corner boost. That's okay. Nice. Teammate was able to score. Okay. Oh my god, that guy looked like he was about to clip on your teammate. We might have just seen your teammate get clipped on. We'll find out. But all right, here. So we noticed this guy beat. I'm pointing out a lot. I know. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You'll learn from this. We see we're beat to the mid boost here. We also see that our back corner boost isn't there. So we have to default to picking up pads. You kind of defaulted to nothing. You can definitely tell that you just said, okay, I'm just going to rotate back. And you completely forgot about the fact that pads exist. So flip for that pad in front of you like you do. And then, oop, I pressed the wrong button. Boom, he's beating us. We flip towards this pad slightly sooner than we do. Ideally, so that we actually land on this pad by the time we finish our flip. And then you can see where I'm going from there. Boom. Let's grab this pad and then veer out this way for this last pad off to the side of our net while we're coming back post to hopefully have a rebound on this. But Arsa Jane might have just put Muncher in the highlight reel. We're about to find out. Ooh, yeah. The point still stands. There was 4 pads on your rotation back. That's kind of a default path of pads to pick up whenever the mid boost isn't there and we're rotating back. So boom, 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 boom. And then, you know, if you have time, grab this last one and we're at back post, perfectly positioned to have our rebound, play defense, whatever. So far, we definitely got to focus more on picking up pads. Ooh, a little back pass action. So I'm gonna say honestly, this is less than ideal here as well. Same thing as what I pointed out earlier about rotating into the play. Yes, I see that you want this back corner boost. And ideally, nothing bad should happen here. But again, we have to remember that we're at Diamond 3. Or even at Champ 1, where you're at now. People make a lot of mistakes, and there is a chance that Muncher fumbles this ball. A very decent chance that Muncher fumbles this ball. Either attempting to carry it up the back wall, fumbles it, and drops it straight in front of the net. Or tries to wrap around the ball, mistimes it, the ball just continues rotating out in front of the net or bounces off the back wall into a shootable position. There's just a lot of ways that this could go wrong. And so again, ideally here, what I would like to see you do, and what I actually, even at Grand Champion, do a lot of the time in this same position, is rotate again out away from the play. And this way we're able to cover for if our teammate makes a mistake, right? If our teammate accidentally is letting this ball get into too dangerous of a position, us being out here, again, we're facing the ball, we're facing the play, and we can easily deal with it. Versus, again, just like earlier, we're putting ourselves underneath the play, underneath the ball, in the same zone as our teammate, where we're covering the same thing as our teammate. We're looking up awkwardly and behind us at the ball. And so I always want to position away from the ball, facing the ball, so that way I have the easiest time reading the angles, reading the bounce, seeing my opponents approaching the play, because I'm looking at the ball upfield versus at the ball back towards me, where I can't see anything that's going on, any of my opponents approaching the play. Harder to read the angles, the bounces, all of that. So it's a lot of benefits to rotating away from the play. Honestly, I advise doing it 95% of the time. Rotating away from the play and rotating back post is better than rotating into the play 95% of the time. Again, you see how if this happened, boom, you see how you're awkwardly looking back at it. Your teammate could end up bumping you. You end up outplaying the first man, but you're still flicking the ball into center field where your opponent could have a chance to follow up, versus had you just rotated away. I mean, boom. This is just the easiest thing in the world to clean up. So boom, we get the flick past the first guy, but it was still dangerous. Luckily, our teammate had the presence of mind to follow up your touch very quickly, get the 50-50 here. But that won't always happen. Okay, so that was just a whoops. Definitely savable. Yeah, definitely just rushed it a little bit. You could have got off to the right a little bit more before making this touch. Ideally, we can collect this last pad off to the right. I don't even think you needed to reach this ball. I think this was savable with or without it. But ideally, we grab this last pad and then can make the touch going this direction. Unlucky. You'll have that. You'll have that. Good try getting that moving towards the net. Ooh, close. The pre-flip challenge, not bad. I would say this is an unnecessary touch. Our teammate just got the 100 boost and he's practically facing the ball. At the very least, he should be getting a 50-50 with whoever's behind you. And at the best, he's getting this ball for free. But this was definitely an unnecessary touch. Just kind of took possession away from your teammate there. It's okay. Ooh, nice. Good speed. I will definitely say that, like for Diamond 3, besides your kickoffs, you've looked definitely above average for Diamond 3. Again, besides your kickoffs. Your kickoffs are kind of dookie. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So I would have gone for this mid 100 boost. Yeah, your teammate could also be trying to go for this, and that's probably why you're choosing not to go. Like, oh, okay, teammate, go grab that mid 100. I'll leave it for you. But if you're gonna leave that mid 100 boost, again, just like I said earlier, kind of the same thing. Stay on pads because again, you're on offense right now. Your teammate is gonna be coming to challenge their first man in their corner right now. So you guys are at best going to be winning that challenge. At worst, the challenge is going to get past your teammate, in which point if we stayed on pads and stayed in the area, we would then be next on the ball. Anytime, ideally, not even ideally, but like more often, what do I say here? If our teammate does what they're supposed to, if they do everything correctly, anytime the ball gets past our teammate, there is an opportunity for us to have the next touch on the ball for free. Right? In order to beat our first man, if they do their job correctly, they have to either flick it, hard clear it, air dribble and get bumped off the ball by our teammate, get 50'd. Any of those, 9 times out of 10, when the ball, if our teammate throws in a decent challenge, 9 times out of 10, if the ball gets past them, there is an opportunity for us to have the next touch uncontested. So knowing that, we know our teammate is about to go challenge the opposing first man. So there should be a moment, if we stick around, where we will have an uncontested chance to hit the ball. That's just kind of how Rocket League works. Our first man goes and challenges their first man. If our first man does a good enough job, they either win their challenge or the ball gets past them, but at the expense of that player who got the ball past them temporarily losing possession. 9 times out of 10, that's what's going to happen. If the opposing player, the opposing first man, does a cracked, phenomenal job of keeping control of the ball and getting it past our first man, well, then sometimes, okay, they just did a great job. But 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a moment in time where we have a free ball. So again, know that and stay in there. There it is. Ball just got past our teammate. Arse temporarily loses control of the ball if we watch this play develop. Boom. Could have stayed on pads in the area here. And that's our free ball right there. Three seconds. Oh my god, are we about to... Okay. Whew. Good job. I want to go back one more time and look at this play. Okay. Yeah. Much better job this time. We drove ourselves into the corner, sort of under the play, but we made sure we secured our boost and then dealt with it from there. So, better job here. Yeah, we kind of took the boost from our teammate, but our teammate shouldn't be rotating in this corner for the same reason I told you earlier. Because if you do something wrong here, and he's in this position, he has no control over what happens next. He's not able to do anything if he's in the same exact position you are after a mistake occurs. But if Muncher rotates away from the play, back post, facing the play, then if you get beat here or you make a mistake and ball comes center, he's there to deal with it. So just the same thing I've been pointing out. I pointed that out probably 3 times this analysis. So I think number 1, got to work on your kickoffs. Kickoffs are pretty ugly, for sure. For sure. Don't think I saw perfectly executed kickoff one time this analysis. I'm not going to lie to you. Number 2, picking up pads. We got to definitely pick up more pads on our rotations back to net. Don't forget that, you know, if there's no big boosts up, you can still pick up 4 or 5 pads usually when coming back to the net and have 50 to 60 boosts instead of having 12 or 0 and now being stuck on defense with no boost. And then same thing, we'll separate this point on offense or defense. If you're about to maintain offense, if you're about to start an offensive play, right, your teammate is hitting the ball into their end, hold your midfield presence, hold yourself closer to the play. Don't go all the way back to your corner for a big boost and lose all of your offensive pressure when you could grab a couple pads, stay in the play, and actually be around to score a ball if your teammate creates a scoring opportunity. And similarly on defense, if you're on defense, don't leave your defensive end for the mid 100 boost if you don't have to, or if it's not safe to do so. We saw our teammate back in our corner, really unsure how our teammate was going to do on that ball. It really wasn't a safe looking play when we committed for going for the mid 100 versus rotating back to our corner for the corner 100. So I think those are the 3 biggest things here, honestly. Like you said you feel like you play pretty quick for your rank, and I would agree. I think your mechanics looked above average for a Diamond 3 player in this analysis, for sure. Again, besides the kickoffs. So overall, I think you're doing pretty good, not gonna lie. Makes sense how you hit Champ 1 as soon as you got a couple pieces of good advice. I think you were ready to hit Champ 1 as soon as you got a couple tips of what was holding you back. And I think maybe even after this analysis, you might be able to go even further. So hopefully that does the trick for you. If you liked the video, be sure to please leave a like on the video for me. Comment down below what you thought of the analysis, maybe some other tidbits that you want to point out during the analysis, or maybe something you disagree with that I said. Leave it in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're new and you like what you're seeing. More to come, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.